Hoping you've had a fantastic week. Welcome to another tantalizing episode of Metropole Sports Center. My name is Nation Owano. Now it's time for us to catch up with what was happening in the sport world in the course of the week. Ahead on the show, we are going to be talking about the following issues that took place in the sporting world. First of all, we are going to be talking about the MOU that was signed between St. Peter's Mumias and the FKF. Apart from that, we are going to be talking about the English Premier League with relation to some of the fixtures and the games that were played in the course of the week. Away from that, we're also going to be shedding spotlight into women football, majorly the FKF Women Premier League. Away from that, we're also going to be talking about Felma Skoranga and why she is making headlines in the sporting world, especially in the basketball arena in the United States. Now, the first topic of our conversation tonight is the MOU that was signed between the FKF, that is the Football Kenya Federation, and the St. Peter's Mumias. According to the MOU that was signed between those two parties, the following are just some of the agreements that they had to come up with. That is, St. Peter's Mumias is going to offer full scholarship to a minimum of 20 students in the first year of the MOU. Also, 5 students in each subsequent year during the duration of this MOU are going to be given full scholarship to support them in their studies and also give them support with relation to their love for the sport that is football. Now, the students are to be selected to the FKF Youth Development Program and the Federation's Technical Department to design football programs for both the elite football team and other students in school. The federations are expected to train the school's coaching staff. Many people in the sporting world opine to the fact that this agreement between the FKF and St. Peter's Mumias is a move by the federation to try and support local football in the country. Already during the span of the last 1 year, there have been a lot of developments that have been happening within the football arena in the world, namely the announcement of the sponsorship deal between the FKF and StarTimes. Apart from that, this past week, the Odibet signed a motivation partnership between the FKF and the Harambee Stars national team. We definitely hope that these moves that have been taken by the relevant bodies in the football world are going to support sports in the country. Now, quickly switching gears into the FKF Women Premier League. The following are just some of the fixture scores of the games that were played on Sunday and the course of the week. That is Thika Queens against Ulinzi Starlets. The game ended 2-0 in favor of Thika Queens. Kibera Soccer Ladies versus Makalanders was also played in the course of the week. Wadadi versus Vihiga. The game ended 2-1 in favor of Vihiga United. And then Eldoret Falcons versus Trans Nzoia Falcons. The game ended 4-2 in favor of Trans Nzoia Falcons. SEP Ladies versus Kisumu All Starlets ended 1-0 in favor of Kisumu All Starlets. And Zitex Park versus Gaspo Women. The game ended 4-0 in favor of Gaspo Women. And then finally Nakuru West Queens versus Oserian Ladies. The game ended 1-1 in favor. The game ended 1-1 between those two teams. Now, quickly switching gears to matters English Premier League. The following are just some of the games that were played in the course of the week and how they stacked up. That is, Chelsea's form has still continuing in the English Premier League. They managed to beat Everton 2-0. West Ham versus Leeds United. The game ended 2-0 in favor of West Ham United. Liverpool versus Fulham. The game ended 0-1 in favor of Fulham United. And then Tottenham Hotspurs versus Crystal Palace also was played in the course of the week. And then Burnley versus Arsenal. The game ended 1-1 in favor. 1-1, I beg your pardon. Sheffield versus Southampton ended 2-0 in favor of Southampton. And then Manchester, the big game that people were watching out for last weekend was Manchester United versus Manchester City. As an Arsenal fan, I still do not understand how Manchester United managed to beat Manchester City, but it's a conversation that you're going to be having with my guest today. That is Ian Ketani, who's also a Manchester United fan. We are going to be talking about some of the highlights from that particular game. Now, switching gears into matters Champions League, the following games were played in the course of the week. That is Juventus versus Porto. The game ended 3-2 in favor of the game ended 3-2. This basically means that Juventus are out of the Champions League on away goal rule. Dortmund versus Sevilla, the game ended 2-2. This basically means that Dortmund are proceeding into the next round of the Champions League. And PSG versus Barcelona, the game ended 1-1. Special shout out to Lionel Messi, who played a thunder strike from miles away or from yards away from the goalpost that gave Barcelona the one deserved goal. That is Liverpool versus RB Leipzig. The game ended 2-0 in favor of Liverpool. This basically means that Liverpool are into the next round of the competition. In the Europa League, the games that were played yesterday, the following is just how that particular fixture stacked up. That is Manchester United versus Milan. The game ended 1-1. Dynamo Kiev versus Villarreal. The game ended 2-0 in favor of Villarreal. Olympiacos versus Arsenal. The game ended 3-1 in favor of Arsenal. And then Granada versus Molde. The game ended 2-0. Tottenham versus Dinamo Zagreb. The game ended 2-0 in favor of Tottenham Hotspurs. And then Roma versus Shakhtar Donetsk. The game ended 3-0, I beg your pardon, in favor of Roma. Now, matters basketball. You remember that this past week was the NBA All-Star Weekend, where Team LeBron was playing against Team Kevin Durant, I beg your pardon. Team LeBron won that particular game courtesy of 3-point shoots by Steph Curry. Actually, quarters within the basketball world are hinting or suggesting that Steph Curry might just be the best shooter of all time in the NBA. Away from the NBA, topic of conversation that has been sparking a lot of conversation in the US is the stellar performance by Kenyan finest, that is Felmas Koranga, who led the Troy women's basketball team to winning the Sun Belt title. That is the title in that particular part of the world. We were, on behalf of Metropole Sports Center, we want to take this time to congratulate Felmas Koranga on that stellar performance in the United States. Well, that story by Felmas Koranga wraps up the first part of Metropole Sports Center. We do take a short commercial break. After the break, I'm going to be joined by Ian Ketani. We are going to be talking matters the English Premier League and also Champions League and Europa League. Don't touch the dial.